8-bit big.
All right.
I've heard of it
Alrighty, everyone. Can we get a raise of hands by part? So first, let's start with the basics. How many basics?
You play that.
Can I play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Right?
Julius.
Hi. I bring you staff.
Anyway, Header.
Yeah, I'm James playing staff right here. All right. What do?
8, 9, 10.
Sounded good.
Did I?
Altos.
Yes.
I
10 altos. Sopranos.
You sounded good. You sounded good.
9.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So if you need me to do anything, just let me know, okay?
All right. I think we're just saying we're just going to print 10 of each part.
Okay. Much fun.
Hi, Travis.
Like grandma.
Essentially the same.
What's that?
Essentially the same. Huh? I sang for so long. I just stepped out to get something set up, so I gotta come by.
I think we'll all stop there. I'm sure.
I just have a show, lady. But I am going to tag Benny Banana.
What part are you singing?
The guy who sang it.
It's apparently called the album. And I just got a bathroom, my hands were wet, and I didn't want to get you out and have to explain that, so.
As long as you're clean. How you doing, Josh?
This is the cleanest I've been in hours.
I just did
Snipe it with the 8-reed big band?
Yes. Good. It was fantastic. And I sang for so long.
You did what?
Sang for so long.
Travis. Hi. So much fun. We're gonna do little shoes. You got it.
I hope the sight reading goes well.
Two people are going to share one sheet. One sheet for 2 people, and there's a front and a back.
Okay, I did it.
So try to figure out how to do this efficiently. Until then, you can deal with my inefficient, you know what.
If you have an iPad or not a tablet or a phone and you want to read it digitally, we have a QR code over here. You can scan it up, pull it up that way, that will help us with sharing parts.
I
did it.
You did it.
Over laptop, you can do that as well. Right there.
You can do that, or you can
Yeah, you try that. Excellent. All right.
QR code is probably more than one QR code. Honestly, the fact that there's one, it's a huge improvement over normal.
It is.
Yes.
Do you have somebody to share with? All the way down. We're doing 2 people, 1
You're
power.
not gonna like that.
Find somebody to make friends.
Push into the center. That's going to QR code for your marks or their physical supplier. Mark. Towards the center. QR code, physical supplier. If you want to look for music on a device, all the way over. It's around the table. It's kind of good.
Steven, I think you're still sharing well.
Sorry?
Hope it goes well.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. That's so great.
They won't be nearly full as big as
Yes. Okay, cool. Excellent. Yes.
It's just something weird.
Once again, friends, coming out to you now is Zeta Halo paper copy, front and back. One sheet for every 2 people, so make friends.
What are friends?
They're kind of like enemies, but they actually like you. I don't know if that helps.
All right, folks. Oh no, I mean to shoot. If you can hear me clap once. Okay. Hi, my name is Ethan Hart. I am the choir director for the Baltimore Game Symphony Orchestra. I also was the choir director for the community choir part of the community orchestra this morning. How many of you were in the community orchestra this morning? Hey, a good chunk of you. Nice, cool. So I was called upon to do this. I don't know, I really like a cappella music. We do a lot of it in the BGSO because of me. And so I've pulled a few that I really like. So if you're, okay, raise your hand if you're in the BGSO and you've done most of these before, a couple of you. Okay, cool. So there's a couple of plants in the audience that are not necessarily sight singing, but regardless, it's gonna be a good time. We're going to start with some warm-ups. I will try to talk a little bit. I've never run a MAGFest session before, so...
You got it!
This is honestly a fabulous turnout. Oh, I had a question I was going to ask. How many of you have sung in a choir in like middle or high school? How many of you had that experience? Most of us. Okay. How many of you sung in a choir in college? If you went to college. How many of you majored or minored in music?
He's going to be
How
at
many of you
the
specifically on
concert
voice?
at the main stage.
Still okay. Cool. We're weeding them down. How many of you have sung in like, I don't know, quote unquote professional settings, whatever that means? Most of you. Okay, cool. How many of you are like, I don't know, I'm kind of new. I'm just trying this out. Just goes to show, there's going to be all levels here, all abilities. For those more advanced, you're really probably looking at this and like sightseeing it. For those not as advanced, you might just be kind of latching on to somebody else, and that's all good. Just to show you, it's a good time regardless of your skill level. So we're going to start with some warm-ups. You know these, we're going to do a little hum first, nice and relaxing hum. You going to sit up? You got some?
Real quick while I'm here, is there any pair of people who does not have Zeta Halo, either in paper copy or on their phone? Please try to make sure you're sharing because we only have limited copies of these.
Cool.
Cool,
So,
thank you. It looks like we're
once
good.
again, there's a QR code in the back. If you want to read it digitally, we've got a handful of 30 of paper copies. There are more than 30 of you here. Sections, real quick, sopranos, altos, somewhere in between soprano and alto, you're not really sure, maybe, okay, go either way. Tenors, basses, baritone, not really sure, in between, okay, cool. Great, it's gonna be fine, here we go. Hum, start with a nice hum, 5 note. Really feel that in the back of your throat. Go to E. Soft. Soft. Let's get a little bit louder. Piano. That's a forte. Forte. Fortissimo. Nice. Okay, cool. So a nice little do. Do, 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 do. Ready? And. Octaves as needed, jump up and down. That's probably good spots. The basis, I'm gonna get that D to yes, good. You might need that for one of these pieces, I think. Actually, I think one of them has a C. Don't worry about it. All right. Let's build a little chord here, and it's a little harmonizing. Like so, I'm gonna give each section a note. Basses. It is dope. This should not be a surprise to you. Give me an ooh, basically.
QR code is better. We do have limited paper copies. It was literally
Whoops, okay, I'm about to take it. That is the key, that was the key, yeah. On that chord, give me Vave Vivo 2, ready? On that same key, I want you to kind of bring that to the back of your throat, really open up. Everybody try to yawn if you can. Hump shoe or hump so yeah, relax your throat. Let's go really back of the throat, kind of like obnoxiously dark. On Baba Vivu. Same chord. Ready? Gonna go up a half step. That's a forte. So instead of back of the throat, we're going to move that sound from the front to the mask, the nose. We're going to really nasally. Yeah, the Waluigi. Don't go. I would say don't go full Waluigi, but I think if there was anywhere that we were supposed to do that, it would be here. So whatever chord we were on, I wasn't keeping track. I don't have to pitch. What chord are we on? What chord do we just have? So find that chord, and we're going to real nasal on that chord. Ready? And. Well, now it's a diminished chord, so I'm gonna kick some new notes here. Yeah.
underappreciated.
Can I spice it up?
I did this for an album.
Sopranos.
And I'm proud of this one. It's kind of like a Colossus Wire.
Everybody? Don't get so nasal that it goes flat or sharp. We still want the same note. Okay. A little bit of a nasal, ba ba boo boo boo, and then we'll go upwards. And I might change the speed or whatever. Just watch, but conducting or whatever. Ready? And.
He's playing. Sounding voice. Somewhere between the very nasal and very deep in the back of the throat, we're going to find somewhere in the middle, a nice happy place, sort of our neutral, open shaped thing. Maybe not like a whole egg in your mouth because you can't get the egg back out, but a large shape in your mouth to really resonate. Your skull is designed to make all these resonant sounds and let it do that. So let's pick a new chord. Bassist, do you still want dough or do you want some dough? Rob gives me shit. That's the right answer. Okay. Nice neutral, kind of in the middle, not too nasal, not too. Here we go. Ready? I did. I know, Rob. I just talked about you like 5 seconds ago. You're like, oh, why do you always get the toe? yeah, he agrees. All right, take out Zeta Halo if you're on digital. If you're on paper, that's all you have right now. And then
Halo again.
Yes, Halo again. I was inspired. I heard Marty was going to be here, and I was like, okay, fine. All right. So here's how we're gonna roll this. I try to judge the group that I'm in as to how much of this I need to do. And I'm hoping not a lot, but it's here and I can play these notes and I can plunk your part along. That's interesting thing with choral sight singing is if you are by yourself, we have a lot of different tools at our disposal. How many of you can look at a part and plunk the notes out? Okay, as a singer, that's a really helpful tool to have an instrument that you can sit at when you just need to figure a part out. There are a lot of other tools in our tool basket that we can use as well to figure things out. So let's sing the beginning here. We'll start with the basses. And actually, here's what I want to do. This is me, instead of thinking of, okay, let's sing this song, I'm thinking how can we use this as a teaching tool for a second. So bass part starts here. Tenors, I want you to join them on that note. Altos and sopranos, come up the octave and sing this bass part with us. And I'll explain why we do that after. So we're going to go from the beginning to measure 11, 12, 13, 14. Measure 14, which is the end of the bass solely. What's that? Section here is this is a great section for steps and leaps because we don't have buttons for our throats like everybody else. We can just say like, oh, how do I sing that note? This one right here? No, we can't do that. But if you know your starting note, you can usually work out approximately where the other stuff is, whether it's close or it's far away, right? So the first 3 notes, looking on the staff, space, line, space, they're right next to each other. So when you're trying to read a part and you're like, I'm not super good at this, but the people around me are good, but I want to try to predict what they're about to sing. That's what you should be looking for, right? Moving parts. Are these notes close to each other? Or are they a little farther? There's a little jump there between those 2 notes in the second measure. So just watch out for those tools. Before we sing this whole song, I want to just hit some real quick spots, some like chords, make sure those chords are working, and then I'd love to just kind of sing through this and see how it goes. Look at measure... Count with me, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is where everybody else except for the basses come in. We're going to start right there. Here's your chord. Nice open fits. There's no like minor, major things. I'm just going to keep a pulse. We're not going to worry about making it really pretty and artful. We're just going to try and stay on a beat and sing these notes in time. Let's see if we can make it to the end of the page. 1, 2, ready. I'm a teacher. I teach in a lot of different ways. It's okay. I like the chat. It means you're so interested in what's going on. As opposed to what I'm about to say, which is I teach middle schoolers, and usually if they are chattering, I don't trust that it's about what we're doing. But I trust you guys. You're adults, for the most part. Mistake. Well, shoot, I got off on this tangent. I don't remember what the actual important thought I was trying to have was.
Middle school.
Middle school.
You're a teacher.
You're a teacher. Why we went through that section? Because you thought it was...
Wow, this is a great prompting question that I should be able to just...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my brain said, no, we're done with that information. You didn't say it the first time you had the opportunity and you lost it. All right, that's okay. It'll come back to me later when it's at least one. I want to highlight something real quick. Can we sing soprano and altos from that same starting point? There's a nice crunchy note coming up here, and I really want to dial into that because those are the tricky spots you have to watch for. Because when you're sight singing chorus music, you're not just sight singing your part. You need to be aware of what's going on above and below you, and so that's going to help you find these intervals. If you don't know your music terms, an interval is just the distance between two notes. So I'm going to stop on a certain note that is I call crunchy because these notes are too close together. But it sounds cool. Sopranos and altos from the same spot. 1, 2, ready. 3, 4. 1, 2. That's the one. Hold it. Hold it. Cool. So that interval right there. Whoops. That interval there is a minor second, so there's very closeness together. So you want to find those minor, sorry, not minor second, that's a major second. A minor second would be a little bit crunchy. So you want to find those when you're reading the part. You have to kind of know, even it's nice to be able to read treble and bass clef because you can look at the bass note and be like, oh, they're singing C. Are any of us singing C? Oh no, we're not. So you know you're not singing the basics. So just having those tools in your toolbox can be helpful when you're reading the music. Let's do that section again, and this time I want to add another layer. So dynamics. Dynamics meaning the parts that are loud or soft. So you see your little hairpins, getting softer, getting louder. This time, in addition to the notes, I want you to focus on those dynamics, and without me really prompting it with the conducting, I want you to try to add those dynamics in. Are we getting loud here? Are we getting soft, etc., etc.? And also tenors. On that fermata in measure 22, I'm going to hold that. Everybody else, there's no fermata written in your part, but you have to be aware that there is one at measure 22 because the tenors have one, which means time is linear, we all got a fermata. So, same spot, everybody's ready. I'm having a really fun time, I hope. 1, 2, ready. One thing I want to say for the altos at measure 22, 23, 24, 25, which these were all numbered, but for the altos, you have a crescendo, but it's a lot faster than everybody else's crescendo. So we're all getting louder at 25, but the altos are about to launch into a melody here. And you're like looking at it like, hey, those are half notes. Is that the melody? Yeah, it is, because nobody else is moving. So if you're moving faster than everybody else, I'm not to say all the time, but in choir, a lot of times that's the melody. So we're kind of launching in. So you want to come out of the texture there. So that's part of sight singing is looking at all the different parts and saying, I need to be important here. I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring it out. Good job with the fermata, by the way. That was good watching. I was like, okay, we're holding a note, and I'm looking. Oh, the tenors have one little quarter note. Let's finish that. Let's try the second page. So flip it over or turn if you're digitally bound. Here's our notes here. Again, there are fermatas in this section. I'll try to cue them as best I can. 1, 2, So a couple of interesting things happen in that section that I want to highlight. Number one, for those that are unaware, the tenor parts, so like sopranos and altos, if you haven't try to read the lower parts before. The tenor part reads treble clef 8VA, meaning that it's down 1 octave. So what looks like to you maybe would be this note. When the tenors come in, they're coming in this note 1 octave lower. And comparing tenor and bass parts, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes unless you know how to read both very quickly if you're on the same note. So 2 measures in, we all end up in the same note. So same note or unison is a really important thing to notice when you're looking across parts, because if you see a unison or an octave, that's a really helpful kind of a grounding tool to say, hey, I know I'm on the right note because it's the same note as the other one. So that's a helpful tool. And even it gets worse here, sorry tenors, you go underneath the bass parts. So basses have to be aware, hey, wait a second, they slipped underneath my part. How did that happen? You just have to be aware of that and not try to overcorrect for what's going on. There's also a spot, if we go a couple more measures, I'm not going to count. If I go to 40 and I go backwards, 39, 38, 37, 36, right after that fermata rests, the tenors come in on B4, on a B. What note do the basses come in right after? Also a B. So they come in, so you just have to be aware, am I singing the same note or not in this section? And being able to read both parts, being able to read the notes quickly can help you with that. By the way, if you're bad at reading note names and you're like, how do I get better at this without an instrument? There's a website called musictheory.net. How many of you have used that website before? Okay, very good website because you can just make a custom quiz. It'll like show you a note, you name the note. Super fun, super easy. I use it with my students all the time. And I think adults benefit from it too. When I was in college, I had to learn alto clef because trombone's stupid. You use what tools are at your disposal. So let's sing that section one more time, being aware of those voice crossings, the tenor goes underneath, or where the tenor comes in before you, that kind of stuff, and then go on this time, spread out as we'll see. So again, measure 30, let's see if we go on this time. there's some tricky nonsense in there. I think if you come from an instrumental background and you start looking at these notes, if you think from an instrument perspective, it's like, this is fine, it's quarter notes, it's half notes, it's whole notes. But then you go to sing it and you're like, shit, where do I go? So it's honestly, it can take stuff that looks really simple on paper for experienced readers and suddenly it's like, oh, this is harder than it was to be. Basses / baritones, actually, I want to talk to the baritones in the room. I want to highlight a key problem for the lowest notes in our range. You should, on either clef, either on the treble or bass clef, you should be aware of what your lowest note is. So that note there for the basses in measure 42, have a nice low E. Some basses who have a pretty like bassy sounding voice, they cap out there, or maybe that note's just not going to be clear for them. Depending on the choir you're singing in, you know like what you worked out with your choir director or whatever. I commonly will just say, hey, baritones that are singing in the bass section, just take it up an octave. There are situations where that doesn't work, situations where I would instead say, oh, sing with the tenors. Here I think it would be fine. We're gonna get a slightly different sound, so this versus very slightly different sound. But if that note's just out of your range, but otherwise you mostly sing bass stuff, sing that. And tenor baritones who sing tenor part, you have kind of an opposite problem at the other end of the range, but we don't have to worry about that in the song. Let's do some rhythm solving, because we had some stuff happening in here at the end. Go to measure, I know how to count, 49, measure 49. This is second system, last two measures. This is in terms of rhythm, what's written here is a triplet, so it's 1, 2, ba, da, 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 da. We read it earlier in the MAG orchestra with the dotted A16. Somewhere in the middle. We're voices, we're indistinct. We get da, da, da. It's something. It's fine. Listen to a recording if you want to like be extra sure. All right, let's start right there at 49. 1, 2, ready. Altos, are you hearing that at measure 51, 52? And then the sopranos come in right after and do the same thing. It's an echo. This is another thing you want to watch for, is kind of, even if you can't read the notes really fast, look for the contour. Does this look the same as, it's not the same, but they're similar. So look for similar figures and figure out, am I singing with them? Am I different? Here, you're singing after them. So let's try sopranos and altos at measure 51. Measure 51. Sopranos, you're in the middle of a note, so just come in on that beat. Oh no, it's a top. Never mind, you come in on beat. It's cool, it's fine. 51. Sopranos and altos. 2, ready. 3, 4, 1, 2. So good job working that out. It's like, okay, they come in, and I come in. Got it. One thing else that can be kind of tricky in this choral singing, where you have very like slow, ponderous parts. They're slow, but there is still a tempo, right? So even if you're not getting conducting because I don't know, my hands are busy or whatever, you are still all in charge of your pulse. So we don't often in a cappella settings we usually don't have percussion unless we're doing like pentatonics kind of stuff, and then you got like beatboxing stuff. That's a whole different game. But in this kind of setting, which is much closer to church music than anything else, you don't have that percussion. So the beat needs to be in your head. You need to be clicking that metronome track in your head and keeping the beat along, unless we need to change it for whatever reason. But for the most part, we want to keep it consistent, and that's going to help us because if we're moving our notes at the same time, you're more likely to be successful than if we're trying to move at different times and then you're like, oh, am I on the right note? But the person's on the previous note. Yeah, so you want to stay together with your mental click track. Let's add tenors and basses back into that ending, measure 51, and see if it's still good and valid. Yeah, here we go, 51, 2, ready. Two thoughts. Don't let me forget. I have two of them. I'm gonna hold on. I've held on for one too long. It's a new record. The first thought in choral singing when we have singing. What's that mean?
First thought. First thought.
Thank you. Oh, good. In choral singing when we have ahs or we're just on one vowel and you run into a repeated note. There's a couple of different ways you can approach this. In this music, I could like break it up with a breath, or I could sort of impulse the air. Sort of like starting the vowel over in the middle of it. There's different approaches, and sometimes the music's not always distinct. I'd say in this situation where you have a lot of these long phrase markings written over it, just impulse the air at additional times. So like the tenors in measure 51, 52, 53, 54. I know where the notes on the piano. Just impulse that air a little bit extra, not almost like an accent, but really just enough to say, this is another note. Because we don't tongue our notes. We're not going da 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 da. That's jazz. We're not doing that. Second thought. Oh, okay. Good. I did remember. Hold on. Yes. When we have these long chords, like the whole notes, for example, the altos and sopranos are moving, the tenors are chilling on that note. This is right after the ritardando. We want to move straight to that note. Like 99% of the time when we're singing, we don't want to slide or put any kind of note in between. We don't want. We want to skip all the in-betweens, get the mud out of the middle, lock into that note, and like altos drop again, altos and tenors drop. So I want to do this, and basses, I'm sorry you're left out of the ending, but you got to open the song, so I don't want to hear it. Right after the ritardando, I want to do that. I'm going to click the tempo the first time, and I know it says to slow down, but we're just going to keep the same tempo just for sake of moving the notes. Really try to focus on instant change between those two notes. This is right after the ritardando, the measure after. Yeah. 1, 2, ready. For the challenge part, I'm not going to give you any tempo. Don't like, and this is different to how we normally might sing. Don't like bob your head or do anything all in your head. We're going to keep the tempo and see if we all can move at the same time without really communicating it, other than just it's in our head and we hope it's correct. No, I'm not. I'm just going to stare at you. 1, 2, ready, and. It started out a little sketchy, but then we found it. We were like, 8 beats? Right. Now, here's, as the person that sits up here as the choir director often, here's the question I always love to ask, and I want to teach you how to use this question effectively if you're asked it. Hey, are there any parts you want me to go over in this song before we try and run it? Yes. Yes. Where? Oh, I found it. Wait, say it again.
And system 2.
Thank you. System 2 came out as 62, and I'm like, shit, where's that much? Cool. That was a great use of that question because, and this is a base problem really often, but it can come up in any section. Sometimes you're just like, that's a big jump. I don't know how to find it. It's normal. So first, I'm just gonna play it for you. I'm gonna add a little bit of context so that you can maybe work off some other notes. Find your place in the chord. For basses, this one feels extra weird because you're not the root. If you don't know what that means, when you have a chord, if it's 3 notes, the root is the bottom of the notes. So basses, that's always our hardest, is we're jumping to a note and it's not the root. So yeah, good question. Other spots. I think I saw you first before.
Just the whole phrase from 63 page 1 to 21.
Yeah, okay, and this is it, I'll ask you, is it notes or is it the time signature that's tricky? Like you're just holding notes, but everybody else is doing all this crazy stuff, so is it rhythm or notes?
I think it's just notes in context.
That makes sense, so I'm gonna go through that. Everybody look at 22. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's another thing. You gotta actually know what a key signature is. If I were to label this as a major key, it's not. We'll get to that in a second. If this were a major key, what key is this in?
D.
Key of D major. Wait. If this were a major key, it's not. But there's 2 sharps, so it's D major, right? Yeah. But what note is everything centered around? What note do we keep coming back to? E. So this is what we call in the ancient church Dorian. Yeah. So if you have the D major scale, sorry, we're going on a total tangent. We'll get back to yours in a second. And if I don't, just like death glare me. So we're in D major. Great. That's not what our song sounds like. All you have to do is shift everything over to start on E. It's not E minor, so here the difference. Here would be E minor. Here's E Dorian. So most of the time, this C sharp, this raised 6th note of the scale, is there. But then in the bass part, all of a sudden, see, I brought it back around. That C sharp becomes. Wait, let me see what chord it's put into. Oh, nice. E minor chord. So no, C, what? Oh, it's a C7. Okay, great. I don't think, yeah. So normally, instead of like, maybe something like that, we drop that C down. Now we have the nice C major chord in the middle of the chord progression. So here's the chord progression from 22. We start on the A. I'm just gonna play the tenor and the bass first. This is the 3rd note, that G, so you're moving in the root. Taking the root again, the tenor's on the 5th above you. You both move up together. There's that fun C natural that throws in there that kind of makes it more like E minor. Move up again, moving in 5ths. One more time we move up in 5ths. And then we end it with this tenor's returning the C sharp to its rightful place. And the bass is again root. So most of that section, actually all of that section, you're in the root, which is helpful. But you gotta lock into the chord. So if I take away the bass part, you can still kind of hear. So, yeah, I don't know if that helps. That was a way long. Normally, I would just be like, okay, here's the notes, and I'll play. But I took it as a detail. Okay, you had it.
Yeah, alto is 21 to 29.
Cool. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, same section.
Same section.
Yeah,
Same section.
Right there.
Damn, you were insisting. Yeah.
For me, I think where I really lose it is 20 into 21, that interval jump. I have trouble finding it a little bit.
Oh, getting like starting at 21.
Yeah, starting at 21.
Like coming from the rest, and then yeah, okay, that's a good point. The rest can kind of screw us up because you can't just like. Even though I told you should leave out all the garbage between 2 notes, sometimes it's helpful to just be able to like, kind of like skip your way to it. But when you have a rest, you just gotta come in on it. So it's tricky. So the chord right before 21, so measure 20 as we call it. So we came from, why does that feel wrong? No, that is right, okay. Let's do this, everybody. Sorry, you haven't sung in a while. I went off on a tangent. I promise I won't do this for all the songs. I'm just really going in depth on this one. Measure 20, sing the chord at measure 20, so. I'm gonna cut you off, sing the next chord. Cut, go back to the first chord. Second chord. So that's another really helpful teaching tool in your choir arsenal, especially if any of you choir directors. Okay, you're probably familiar with a lot of these tricks, which is good. But if you haven't, steal them. If you, I don't know. Hopefully I'm not. If I'm telling you anything new, great. I love it. I'm not used to being in that position. Yeah, so that's a good tool. Hold the chord, give the next chord, go back and forth. I'll get yours. Wait, is these related? Same section?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Can I just hear those two chords and then decide the alto note?
Actually, I'll do the opposite. I'll take the note out of the piano and just sing it. That's another good highlight, is like the piano becomes like a backdrop. Okay, I'm going to go through the alto part in that section, starting from that chord change. Here's what I'm going to do. Altos, sing it on ah. Everybody else hum, so that we're highlighting that alto part and just supporting and cradling it into the success. Start at 20. Start at 20 on that chord. Altos are ah, everybody else is hum. And we're going to sing all the way to the end of the page. Ready? I'll take a few more like, hey, mommy, play a thing for me. Yes, Toad.
Back page, number 5, let's see, 44, where the alto and soprano crunch.
Yay! Okay, so let's go back to the previous chord again. So you just came from. And the nice juicy third, and then we go all of a sudden. But we get away from it nicely. So let's do this. Altos and sopranos sing. Let's do the same thing. The chord change. So this is your note. This is if you're not sure what we're talking about. Everybody has a forte on beat 3 of a measure. Those are your notes. The chord right before that. Alto, soprano. Sing the first chord. Break. Sing the next chord. Ready? First chord. Break. Second chord. Let's focus in on that. Let's build that second, major second there from both perspectives. So start with the alto note. Now without me giving it to you, soprano, see if you can find the next note. Yeah. Thank you for understanding what I meant by next note, which was just your note of the chord. That could have been interpreted a lot of ways. Now do the opposite, the other note. Thank you, that's a good word. Sopranos, I'm going to give you your note, altos find your note. So that's another thing, building intervals where you're just like, okay, I know that these notes are supposed to be really close and crunchy. Do I know what kind of crunch I'm looking for? Another way you could build that, if I know it's a major second, or moving by scale, if this is like, so if I have do, I can find the next note up. So knowing your intervals really well is like crucial to this. Any of you that took like musicianship, oral skills in college, you know, like that's learning how to sight sing. Like that's what this is really. Did I answer that one fully? Or okay, cool. Yes.
The second page, the first corresponding tenor, the F sharp to a D.
Does that measure 42 to 43?
31, 32, 30, 33, 34.
Oh, 33. Oh. That one right after the fermata?
It's going from the fermata to the first space, from the F sharp
to the D.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was about to say. Is a good trick is listening to somebody else in the previous chord, like oh, basses are singing D here. Once again, knowing your tenor and bass, treble and bass clef, tenors and basses is going to help you out. Why is it we got to have the bass clef, the basses sing bass clef, and the tenor sing the treble clef? Like there is a tenor clef. No, anyway, tenor clef stops. Don't worry about it.
Don't speak of that. Tenor clef does not exist.
Unfortunately, I would play the trombone, and you got to read the tenor and the treble and the alto, and yeah, don't worry about it. So that interval there, and here it is in context, going from the shape of a D chord. If I filled it out with an A, it would be like A to G. But we just take a whole bunch of notes out and just leave 2. It's just the impression of a change. So tenors, just sing that interval for me real quick. Whoops. Join in on your note, you have ready? Yeah, cool. And also your guys' questions are great. This is exactly what I was looking for, is like, hey, how do I use questions effectively to actually learn the piece? Does anyone have like a, I don't know, like a bonkers, like, I'm lost at measure, like, who's just like, fucked here, like, yeah.
I have a question that I think I might have figured out, but maybe someone else is still confused.
I love that. That's a great teaching tool.
So the triplets at measure 51,
yeah.
At first I thought it was spanning all the way through the half. I was like, I've seen triplets where all 3 are the same amount, but I've never seen all 3 different. And then I was like, oh wait, it's just spanning like the first 2 notes and not the third one?
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here, if I zoom in with my iPad, I don't know if you guys can do that on old ass paper, but if I look at welcome to the future. Listen, iPad, it is a little heavy when you're, you know, doing a concert or whatever, but like, you can put so much music on it and it doesn't print. Anyway, so if I zoom into those triplets there, and this applies to the soprano part in the measure before, the line for the half note on beat 3, and then the line for the triplet bar is like this. Like it's just barely before it. But if you're zoomed out and you're looking far away, it's like, where the fuck does that triplet end? So yeah, good point. Like sometimes you gotta look really close and be like, what are they asking me to do here? And sometimes you just gotta ask because there might be something you don't know about. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, in measure 51, in the tenor part is marked with a T. There is a little like line with a 3 in it that's called a triplet. It means everything inside of those brackets needs to be broken up into 3 even beats. And it's like, but wait, there's only 2 notes there. Well, the first one is a quarter note, the second one's an 8th note, so we're gonna break it up 1, 2, 3. So if we break up that measure, we start thinking in triplet right when we get there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's how we can kind of work out a triplet rhythm where it's like, start thinking in 3, dun, 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 dun. Before that, we didn't have any 8th notes, so we were thinking in 1. We're just like 1, 2, 3. I don't need to go any faster than that. Cool, good teaching tool question. Any others, or can we, oh yes.
Can we sing it now?
What a good segue. Hey, let's sing this song. If you would, if you feel comfortable, you want to stand up. I'm going to stand too. We're going to have standing in this. Listen, when it comes to the chords, good luck. If they don't lock in right away, that's okay. We're just sight singing. It don't have to be perfect. Basses, give me the note that is inscribed on your hearts forever. Your starting note, just give me a little. And when we're singing a cappella, what I would do to be subtle with the audience is a nice, so I'm just starting. And just pacefully long enough the section. You got this. The choir director is confident that I can start the song. I'm going to conduct this or something, and who can't?
Can you stand on a chair?
Thank you.
It's almost like we invented. Now, a podium is.
There's the podium right there.
It's like you work here.
This is my best friend Tad. Let's do Tad.
Yeah, no.
I love that, like, most of you don't know him, but he just decided to join in.
Tad is the conductor of the BGSO. We kind of work together. We were also like we were in each other's weddings and stuff. We both played the trombone. We're trapped in this cycle forever. Okay. So got that note? Okay, good. That was a test. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Starting dynamic, yeah. That is a good question. It's not marvelous. I do feel like a mezzo piano, but like we're gonna play in that mezzo piano, the mezzo forte range. Even as low as piano. Like I don't know. I'm almost imagining the height of the note is related to the volume in this particular section. Okay, cool.
Stands are settled.
can we, people that are helping with papers, can we pass out,
What you want?
the meat channel?
Me channel, you got it.
Cool, alright, let's get another piece.
Each of our, each of your collecting Halo.
They keep them.
Alright. Once again, keep using limited supplies. Please make friends with the person next to you. If you're using paper copies, please share because there are limited supplies.
If you open that QR code, you already have it. You just...
If you have the QR code, it's the same Google Drive.
Listen, what do you think? Standing on the podium is up to
Anybody who's using paper copies. Like I said, share as much as possible. Paper copies.
Or we bound.
Fire has been approved. Put your paper copies.
There's probably somewhere.
No, keep them. Yeah, paper copies, you need them. I'm doing my rounds. I don't think you right away.
You can take it out, but like don't start there. Don't start with that. You can take it out. So if any of you watched our BGSO most recent concert, we did this piece. And we did some things with it. Because it says repeat ad nauseum. I wonder who wrote that in. So we decided, hey, let's have a little bit of fun with it. So we voted on a couple of different ways to sing it. When we ultimately did sing this, we sang it normally, because the audience would be very confused otherwise. We sang it with meows, because, I don't know, I was outvoted on that. But, you know, it's fine. It was fun. It's a good vowel. Meow is very nice, actually like a singing vowel, so it's not the worst. And then, if any of you seen the meme videos, it's like the me channel, but the pauses are too long. Yeah. We real life that, because conducting is a thing. We can make that happen. So it was super comfortable. I loved it. It was so much fun. And if we get really good at this, we could do that. If we could do that in the next like 25 minutes. And then lastly, we whipped out the kazoos and we became the meme plaza right before the audience class. It was fantastic. So I'm not going to say we're going to do all that, but I just want you to be aware, like, when you're doing a cappella music, you're not bound to chairs, and you have options that are fun. Okay, here,
I didn't realize this was Pataka. Is this song in here somewhere?
No.
I don't know.
The one we did.
I don't understand the question.
You leave it on for 17 hours. Test it, I dare you.
I'm sure this means something.
I don't know that guy.
Is this a deep cut or?
So Pataka in all of the games that you played before, most of them in some weird way either you leave the game over screen on for a long time, he composed a 17-note piece.
Do I gotta go look up like a YouTube theorist?
Actually plays the you asked for.
For sure that it has not been found is Wii Sports.
I'm working on an acapella right now.
No one has found this song. Like that's.
Let's sing the beach. All right, we're gonna try this super down fucking tempo, and also I can only play like 2 parts at a time because I know how to play the piano, but not well. So I'm gonna give you some starting notes. We're gonna go, and I'm sorry, BJSO people, we're gonna go like this fast, like do, 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 do. How many of you have never heard the Me channel before? Okay, I'm sorry. This is gonna be something. This is gonna be. Basses. These are starting note. Tenors. If you got a B, as I assume most of you do, feel free to sing along with the basses. Starting note. I don't see why not. We're gonna go real slow. 1, 2, ready, and. Pause for a page turn. 2, ready, and. I remembered something from the beginning that I forgot. Okay, on a scale from 1 to 5 with your fingers, show me how well did you just read that. 5 would be perfect, impeccable, I made no mistakes. For every, I'd say 2 or 3 mistakes, knock a number off of that. Good, a lot of 3 and up, which is cool. If you were the 5, put your hand back up. Look to somebody. Yeah, but if you were like 5, like I got that, or even a 4. I'll take 4s too. Look to somebody in your section that was like that, and be aware of that. We're gonna use another, and I didn't think this through super hard, but we're gonna use another toolbox tool that is available to us as choir directors, which is called super fast sectionals. So we're gonna go to the 4 corners of the earth, and here's how I'm seeing it. Try to make a circle with your section. Basses here, watch the equipment, don't go past the equipment, stay on the side. Tenors by the door, yep, raise your hand for tenors. Altos kind of in this fire exit-y area, and sopranos up right there. Your goal is to get through the song with somebody that knows what they're doing. I'll circulate and see what's going on.
Start pulling out those.
I'm gonna try it.
Shall we start? It's going to be chaos about listening to yeah.
The top line of page. The top line on the second page. So 13 to the end of the let's sorry.
Do that with
Not perfect pitch, but we're staying in the same key, so why don't we just do the push at the top first? Like, as I say. take the notes and just do a rhythm. On the A sharp, you're gonna fuck up, but the D, I think, is easier to hear, and if you just think like, just up the B, and then go into there, so.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Gotta wait longer than
yeah, that's a procedural, so just those two letters. Going up an octave, even though it's 4 minutes. So, yeah, trying to think of ways to set up this hard, trying to get an octave with a pickup, is I think easier, so, yeah. That's not too bad. Let's just do the first section, whole section again. Starting at 18. Oh yeah, no, you're totally right. I hit it out. 10% more confident than before.
Please slow down the group.
1 minute. But at the end of the 1 minute, you're going
One of your greatest tools as a choir director is there's other people in your choir that are probably about as good as you, or at least good enough to run a sectional, and you should make use of them. If you're an adult, if you're in middle school, middle school. I'm sorry. I tried.
Keep it down tempo. Let's see what we can do. 1, 2, 3.
Reasonable size. I know, I'm talking
Hey, I like those strongos. Let me hear your measure 18. We had that fun. Lots of fun syncopated stuff. Starting this. Piano upside down. And out to some here, 17. You guys can definitely call me whatever. 1, 2. All of those, just a slight extra
push on all those notes so that it's super clear where that note's going to be. You're correct, rhythmically you're correct, but to signal to the audience that you're extra correct, that accent's going to sound. Everybody sing with those accents in their bass. I'm really focusing on you. You got some cool nonsense. Everybody, here we go, picking up to 18, so let's start on 17. 1, 2. Oh, sorry, I was like, they got this. Sorry, it's starting to check. We're starting on 17. 3, 4, 1, 2. You were with my clap, right? It was, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't saying okay, let's, the question, and I'm only going to take a few of these. Any spots you need to hear? Anything you need to hear in here? Let's run it at tempo.
All right. Thanks for a great section of it. Yeah, thank you.
Wait. Question. Do you want one silly, goofy way to tell?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it normally. I'm thinking meows. And in between the meows, if you like, you want to add some extra like sound effects. So 2 times through, first time, normal, second time. Yeah, are you recording this, Colin? Yeah.
If you're on
It is. Starting notes, humming starting notes. You. 1, 2, 3.
This one comes with a free paper clip.
Yeah, we can do it.
Once again, limited paper supply.
Taking out the light we cast, which I constantly forget is not called solo.
That is a great question. I'm going to bring my friend Megan up here from the BGSO to just info dump about Jessica Curry for a few seconds.
Will you scan it again and see what
Hi. Okay, they're just raising their hands for
What?
2 seconds ago. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Megan. I'm Megan. I'm with the BGSO. I've been with the BGSO for about 2 years, and I'm the one who brought the light we cast along with another Jessica Curry piece to let us melt to BGSO, just insisting nonstop that we do it. Yeah. I am a huge fan of Jessica Curry. She's my absolute favorite composer. It was her games, the games by the company, the Chinese Room, that first made me really appreciate games as an art form. And so this is from a game called Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. It's a walking simulator where.
No, that's the other one. Never mind, sorry.
Oh yes, let us know. So that was for the Google Daydream, and who the hell has a Google Daydream? Anyways, so in Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, you wander through this abandoned village in the English countryside. Everyone just seems to have vanished. Like there's signs of habitation, you can see like cigarette smoke coming out of an ashtray, but everyone is just gone. But through these sort of echoes of interactions between citizens of this town, you piece together the story, and it's all about just the echoes that they leave behind, and how like human connections are what matters. And I watched a whole interview about this, about. Are you checking the time? About how their inspiration for this game is where they're thinking about post-apocalyptic games, like The Last of Us or like Left 4 Dead, games such as that where, like zombie apocalypse, where it's the survivors who live to tell the stories, but those who didn't survive, who were taken by this cataclysmic event, they still had stories too. And that was kind of the premise of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, was telling these individual stories. I highly recommend this game. It is amazing. It's such a great story. It's beautiful to look at. But yeah, this is just an absolute beautiful piece. This is like the piece that really brings it all together. So yeah.
Thank you, man.
Someone got to work out real quick, like, do these things ahead of time, but who cares? Soprano, alto, and tenor, we got to do some splits in this piece. So, thank you. Sopranos, let's just start with the sopranos, raise your hand. Who's like, if you normally sing, if you want to do soprano 1 today, keep your hand up. Okay, so then all the other sopranos that would be soprano 2, leave your hands. All right. That's a good split. All right, alto, same thing. Alto's up. You want to do up, you want to do 1, you want to go up, keep your hand up. Okay, let me say the opposite, alto 2. Good split. All right, tenor, same thing. Hands up. You want to do tenor 1?
Yo.
Oh shit, tenor 2? Oh, actually, no, that's fine. Never mind. Sorry, there was more than I thought. Okay, basses. There is 1 split at the end, but it's just a low C. So if you can sing C2, thank you. If you can sing C2, good. If you can't, do the other note. Easy. You're split. If you all sing C2 for whatever reason, that's even better. All right. How many of you have heard this song before? A small handful. How many of you have sung this song before? Actually, similar. Great.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's so cool. Good. That's. I have more plans than the audience. All right. Take note. And sopranos. I don't know why I always rag on sopranos about this. You don't start the song. It's actually altos at the beginning.
Yes, alto.
But hey, don't worry. You join in real soon. So you join in real quick. Don't worry about it. And basses, you gotta wait for it. But trust me, it's worth it. That note where you come in on at measure 14 or whatever, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna go a little down tempo. I'm gonna play what notes I can as I see fit, and then the rest is up to you guys. Tempo, great. I'm gonna try and keep the tempo here. 1. I'm gonna come in 1, 2, 3. I'll just come in on the end of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Someone's down the octave here. Thank you, Springs. With the time provided to me, question to staff people, what time do I actually have to like finish so I can make a timeline?
Hold please.
Time, I'm gonna pick a time that we're gonna try to like run this piece.
I'm technically on shift until 9:05, so let me just double check with Rick and or Jessica and let me know.
I'm checking the guidebook.
I know I'm not trying to go over. I just want to know, am I supposed to end early for another, to change over for another thing?
Well, we'll get back to you. You can do your thing for right now. We'll let you know.
So we're gonna break down into this. We're just gonna work through some parts, just because there's some really cool, tricky stuff in here. And then at the end, whatever time we have left, we'll try and sing it again and make it sound really cool. So let's dive in here. Beginning melody, pretty straightforward. That's fine. Let's jump in where the basses come in and measure 14. This is our big 4-part, and then it expands up into 7-part. Yes.
You have 27 minutes.
Oh, good.
You can end at 9. We have a changeover hour that we don't
We have an hour-long changeover. Yep.
Great, and y'all can take copies of the B channel and go annoy the rest of them. That was my plan all along. All right, start at measure 14 on the page that has the letter A on it. I think it's second page. Yeah, thank you. All right, here's your notes at past. Actually, the way the phrase works goes back up to the like we cast, which is also how sentences work. I love that when choral music has words and the words fit the musical phrases. You gotta love it. Right. Back up to the light we cast. So,
Say counting. patterns.
So here we go, nice and slow. 1, 2, and
May I introduce you to the first video game
nice. I gotta say, in sight singing, one of the bravest things you can do is, I don't know what this is about to sound like, but I'm gonna sing and hope that it's the right notes. It's brave, but like, you gotta, we gotta do it to get there. It's good. Let me hear. You've been a lovely audience. We're getting a little rowdy. Let me hear the soprano and tenor parts. This is another important skill as a choir director: is what parts should I isolate for the most effect? So here, I'm gonna isolate the soprano and tenor, and hopefully, when you're done singing the section, I will still remember why I did that in the first place. Sopranos and tenors listen to each other. 1 and 2.
We have YouTube with a
You're in luck, my memory's working. So on way, we're kind of together there. There's some different notes, but we have a nice harmony kind of together.
At the start of that page, the first measure across the agency, are we doing the or the?
And I think this song has some D's and some Th's. Isn't that fun? I love how bad English it is. They need to patch English as a language.
Way to get in. This is like, we just kind of sing video game stuff for fun. I love it. Now, that's set in here somewhere. We operate on Discord.
Cool. Now let's switch. Let me hear alto and basses. Altos and basses.
There's a link to the Discord.
Let's hear the opposite.
Somewhere in here.
1 and 2.
It's a channel that's like, our partners. The one I recommend is Pixel Mixers.
And I want to highlight a rehearsal technique that you, if you are a choir director or you are helping in a choir, you should be consciously aware of. If it's not my part, should I kind of jump in and help out if I know it? And sometimes, it's honest that sometimes the answer is yes. Like, you're like, oh, they're not getting these notes very well. I'm going to sing with them a little bit. But there comes a point where you have to stop doing that because they got to learn the part and sing it in the concert and stuff. So, depending on the moment to moment, listen in. You're like, I can sing their part with them. Go for it, do it a little bit. I agree. It's going to help them out. Altos, I want to highlight an ugly thing that you have to do in this section. Some of you have to drop down past the other alto part. This is where knowing your intervals really well helps. If you know a bridge is, if you know your what's that song called? The ABCs. You can hit that alto 2 part. The other one, it's your doorbell sound. Yours is alto, sing that. Creates a bridge. Just those couple words. Ready?
Okay. He's one of the department.
Good. Sopranos, join them because we have a big split here. I want to add all the parts slowly. So let's do alto and soprano on creates a bridge. 1 and 2. Creates a lovely A flat major chord. Let's add tenors. Creates a bridge. 1 and 2. And now the basses. 1, 2. Great. What I want to do is highlight each chord, and I'm going to hold each word, each syllable, until we lock that chord in, and then move on to the next one. So starting at create, hold each syllable until I move on to the next one. Ready on create?
able to, in that moment, call a part out, and then everybody else goes quieter on that chord, and I just hear that one part. Do that again. The word was the kind of the weird chord. Just watch out for that one. Same spot?
Somebody made patches for us, and she's gonna do it again.
Chord by chord, chord by chord. Here we go.
I love her.
Section, we'll do chord by chord, but I'm going to go faster through this section, and we're going to go on. So starting to create, actually back up, go to the like we cast. I'm going to control every syllable. So here we go, and we'll go the light we cast back in measure. I know it says it a lot of times, but in measure 13, the light we cast. That one. Ready? Remember this. You can write it in if you want to real quick. We didn't really plan on writing stuff in this chord section, but on dancing, I see them dancing crescendo through the dotted half note and don't breathe into the next measure. So I see them dance. Whatever, what part am I singing? And then you can back up. So crescendo into in the endless numbers. Start at letter, pick up to letter B. I see them all. Crescendo through that dotted half note. Use stagger breathing if you need to get there. Stagger breathing is where you don't breathe at the same time as somebody next to you. 1, 2, take note of the word light. It says no dim, meaning no diminuendo. Don't diminu it. Don't dim your light. Keep it at the same volume on light. You did it. Good. I just wanted to highlight it. Going on to the next section. Aha, this section's fun. Yes. Yeah. So. This is another spot where we're borrowing a note from another chord. So we were in C minor, lower in 6, now we're raising it. So, I went too high. Trying to spread it out, which could also happen to you. Start. No, that was good. Basses, are you okay on the words? Yeah. Are you getting those notes? Yes. is slow. That's one, you could jump that up if that F is too low. In the light. Breeze over here. The light. In the light. Yeah, okay, cool. Had a moment there. Going on. Let me hear no altos first. I'm sorry, it's such a fun part. But my wife is waltzing in the front. Start at measure 22. Here's your notes, bass, tenor, no alto, soprano. So we have this like, I love you, I love, it's not, right? We love it. You, me. 1 and 2. Pay attention now that you're getting the notes in place. Pay attention to the dynamics here. We're starting piano. This is just that really, really long crescendo. Start very, very soft, but we're still present. Soft but present, and let it crescendo through. Let the altos kind of guide this crescendo because you have all the words, so you have a lot more gradient time here on the 8th notes to build up that crescendo. So let's try to see how big we can get it by the end of that. Yes?
Crescendo to what?
At measure...
Dynamic-wise.
I'm shooting for like a fortissimo by the end. Well, no, because...
It goes to 14, but I don't know if we want
I got you. Here's what I want. By the last measure of that section, pattern butterflies. This is 1 before C. I don't even know what number it is because it's covered up. But on the caesura, I want you to end at forte, come in the next beat, now everything at fortissimo. I know it says forte, but frankly to me that's going to be a fortissimo section. So crescendo from like a piano or even a pianissimo all the way to forte. Hey, as a choir director, you make the notes whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you think sounds good. Believe in your instincts. Picking up from the altos at I love you. 1. Oh, sorry, you're on the and 2. So it's like 1 and 2. I love. Yeah. 1 and 2. I love you. Even softer. Give some more time to go. I agree. Let's work our way into that. Start at, we slip away, picking up into D. Everything from C to D is totally fine. That part, it just kicks ass. Like, it's just a unison, like, what are you gonna do about it? Altos and basses, actually, I said it was good, but I lied. There was one problem. Altos and basses, when you sing We Slip Away on the top of that page, it's like, towards a new beginning, we slip away. Coming in a little bit late. Towards a new beginning, we slip away. They're throwing you the ball, you gotta pick it up, catch it, keep on. stagger D. Let's do a beat by beat. Now this is another time where you have to pay attention to other parts because the basses don't come in at the same time as you. So we're going to go chord by chord, syllable by syllable. I'm going to cue each one, but I might be cueing not your part sometimes. So do pay attention to what I'm cueing. Pick up to D, we slip away. We're going to check each chord and see how it goes. Ready? Their own individual part to confirm. I'm happy to do that. Which part? One or two? One. Soprano one. Okay, where do you want me to start from?
That part that you just did.
Pick up to G?
Yeah.
All right, sopranos. I'm going to do the soprano part. 10. Thank you, 10. I'm going to do the soprano part, but when we get to the split, I'm only going to play one. But I want all the sopranos to sing still. Here we go. Cool. We'll do it in time. 1 and 2. Why did I think there was a split at the end? There's no split. Did that help? Okay, cool. Unafraid, yes. Actually, let's check that because you're not the only part that has a weird thing. Sopranos. We are unafraid. That's your yeah. Do so do. That's not actually the intervals. It's so re so. But who knows what that means? It's do so do. Actually everybody do the unafraid. This is in the middle of the measure that starts with letter D. Is that our hand raised? You just stretch it. Okay. This is on from soprano and then bass here in the middle of your G. So everybody just saying unafraid. Ready? Yes, actually this is you're really close to the note that the altos just sang. And then the altos have to cross over the note that the sopranos just sang. Altos and sopranos, please sing the unafraid. Ready? Good. Okay, I think that before I lose track of time, we should run the piece. Is there any last minute things you need before we go on this perilous adventure? Yes. What measure? Sorry. Last page? You want to hear? Yes, got it. The last three measures, unafraid, we need to either do in one breath or stagger breathe to get through that section. So let's try to make it sound like one word. Can we sing the last page, please? This is a nice chord. I hope nothing screws it up in the next beat. Ready? 2. Ready? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good tip. It is actually, barely. Yeah, and that's the weird thing about singing low bass. Sometimes you're like, there's no way anyone hears this. And I'm like, it doesn't project real well. It's there, it's present. Let's run this beginning. It's a flavor. Right. If you would, join me.
That one? Are you gonna say okay, it should.
So if I mess up a pattern,
I'm not wake up until tomorrow morning. Not necessarily. I think it's fine. Then
Everything has come to rest. The end has come and I am not afraid. We traveled on towards a new beginning. We slip away and we are unafraid. We're born apart. The waters carry us, and endless darkness sovereign galaxies. The light we cast creates a bridge and lights the way across the ageless deep. I see them all. I see them dancing in the endless numbers of the night. I love you. Now everything has come to rest. The end has come and I am not afraid. We travel on towards a new beginning. Slip away and we are unafraid. We slip away and we are
UMGSO.
How many minutes am I left?
I've actually all three of these I've sang with our
I just want to thank you all for coming out. It's been a lovely crowd. This is way better turnout than I expected, and I felt like it was my first session that went really So thank you all again. I'm Ethan Hart from the Baltimore Gamer Symphony Orchestra. I moonlight as a musical teacher. I have a fan club.